Greetings, everyone. Demitra Vassiliadis, spiritual astrologer from Heaven to Earth Astrology, back once again here at the exquisitely beautiful Instituto Zilonen. And I'm here in the meditation room, and my purpose here tonight is to give you the astrological weather report for the remainder of this extraordinary year and the leap that we're all poised to take that will get us into 2021. So the past is always prologue, and we are coming to the end of this extraordinarily consequential year. Astrologically, 2020 is one for the record books because of the Saturn-Pluto-Jupiter conjunction in Capricorn, which is the sign of foundational executive matters, national matters, parental matters, ancestral matters. And we have this huge lineup, which I'll get into in a moment, but this lineup is about to shift. So this has been a year that has brought us into a confrontation, if you will, with the very foundations of our existence. And we've been called to make big changes, transformations, if you will. So we're at the end of this hero's journey of this year. And there's a beautiful astrological configuration coming up in mid-December. So I thought I would talk a little bit about what the remainder of the year is asking of us as we move through November, head into December, and really 2021 begins energetically on December 17th, and I'll explain why in a moment. So this whole year with this massive lineup has been asking us to explore all things Capricorn in our lives, and as a result, all things Cancerian as well. And Cancer and Capricorn are respectively the mother and father of the zodiac. So we've been in almost through COVID, a forced confrontation with our home, our ancestry, our family, our businesses, our business plans, our financial structures. But also, it's really been a year to explore our truest sense of duty. And the planets, especially Pluto, is asking us to utterly release fears, the deep inner dragons that keep us from our most beautiful manifestation, and really assume what our true responsibilities are. So it's a time to let go of bogus commitments, bogus sense of duty, and really ask ourselves at the deepest level, what am I committed to? You know, and that brings us directly to the hero's journey, which every human being is on. You know, we're all in the dark cave confronting our fears like heroes on a journey. And in that cave, and tonight I'm in this gorgeous cave. I mean, this beautiful, surrounded, look at this tourmaline on my right to ground me and actually ask me to look at my depths. And when I'm in touch with this beautiful creature behind me, because I do believe the rock nations like the Lakota believed have soul, everything has soul. But when in touch with this beautiful entity, it immediately grounds me, but also gets me to look at my own foundation, my own sense of stability, my own issues that are at the very core. And you know, within that core, there's both sparkling treasure and there are fears that have to be confronted. So in November of this year, we're being called again to the depths, to do the remedial healing work, depth work, confront whatever it is that's blocking us from our true bliss, because really that's the hero's journey. Anything that is keeping us stuck so we can't really follow what we came here to be and do. And any parts of us, it's almost like a shamanic journey in November of soul retrieval. As the Scorpio planets say, what's down there? You know, where are the goblins in the dark that when you shine the light on them, they disappear? And also, more to the point, given the beauty that surrounds me here, where is your secret treasure? Where are your talents? Where are your abilities? Where are the beautiful passions that you and only you were called to this earth to manifest? Because that's really the hero's journey. And what astrology has taught me, which is a study of enormous rocks that we call planets, you know, they don't get any bigger than Jupiter and the Earth. I mean, these are big, beautiful rocks that sustain every step we've ever taken. But what they teach me is that, astrology has taught me that each of us is a unique crystal, a crystallized life form, unrepeatable, never to be repeated. You are a treasure, and it took the universe hundreds, if not thousands of years to create the beauty that surrounds me in this very room. And I would say the same is true of each of us. We appear to be here for this brief moment, but really we are a product of thousands and thousands of people, our ancestors, who struggled, who lived, who died, who fought, who did all these things so that we, poof, appear like a magic flame. So this year, we have been asked, this very generation, right here, right now, have been asked to do some ancestral clearing. Part of the hero's journey for us is, my family had this survival issue, or, this was a delusion in my family. You can't be an artist, you can't make money at that, or whatever it might be for you. But this is the time in November and early December to really ask yourself, what from my ancestry really needs to go because it was survival-based and has now become dysfunctional? And where is the gold? Where is the crystalline treasure that I am the heir to? That all of these people who maybe surround us, who knows, maybe our ancestors are dancing all around us right now. And what beautiful gifts that they bequeathed to me. And I don't care how difficult your upbringing was, I guarantee you have gifts, even in your very DNA. In your ability to walk and talk and see and be here on this crazy journey that we're all on. Those are your gifts. You have in your DNA, you have encoded talents, you have abilities, you have a way of seeing that I don't have. And it's a beautiful month to just dissolve and do whatever deep inner heroic work you need to do so that you can step up to the plate of your unique, sacred talent. So the Saturn-Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is what has been defining this year and causing the global, financial, governmental, all kinds of issues. But for each of us, that's been happening within us. And this December, there is that aspect that I just mentioned is the defining aspect of 2020. Astrologically, 2020 will forever be defined by Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter in Capricorn. Finito, that's the aspect. There have been other aspects that have come and gone, and we have, full moons coming and new moons coming through the end of the year. But this aspect has been the weightiest, most consequential aspect, probably for the next few decades. So it's asking us to get serious with ourselves, like the seriousness and gravity of this rock being behind me, and to really take a moment about our commitments, personal, civic, family, but mostly to the self. If we don't have the deep, full-throated commitment to ourselves, how can we truly commit to anything? And then if we do this beautiful inner work, then come December, two of these planets, Saturn on the 17th of December, and Saturn is the executive planet, the planet of the father, the structure of our life in the body, the teeth, the bones, the rock, the very foundation that we stand and walk upon is Saturn. Saturn is the ringed planet. It defines our boundaries. And it's the executive planet. Each of us is an inner CEO. This year we're in the Capricorn phase where we're being asked to be very serious and restructure our business, our lives, all of this restructuring. But come December, on the 17th, Saturn leaves this very heavy sign. Capricorn is probably the heaviest sign of the zodiac, the weightiest. And it glides into Aquarius, the sign of fixed air and the sign of highest elevation. So from the depths of this year, we're about to be able to take a quantum leap into the heights. And that's what I want to prepare you for. What do you need to do to loosen your load? What do you need to be free of so that you can take flight in December? And Aquarius is also ruled by Saturn, but it's a sign of amazing, intellectual freedom, actual freedom. It's the sign of liberty, equality, fraternity, sorority, and it's the sign of humanity. The zodiac has many, many symbols, most of them animals. We've got Libra as a principle of balance and justice, and the twins are a pictorial symbol of the brain. But Aquarius, the water bearer, is the symbol for the human being. So we are entering a year, 2021, but it begins on December 17th, when all of the structures by which we govern ourselves are being asked to be aligned with the highest principles that define humanity. Liberty is one of them, self-governance is one of them, equality is one of them. Aquarius is the sign of human beings as friends, that we're equals, and that when the human being appears on the scene, a whole different set of rules like democracy have to appear to support that. So this beautiful lift that's going to come asks you to now sail out of the dragon's cave where you've been facing both your treasure, your demons, your shadows, whatever had to be healed, cleared, or dealt with, and in December to take flight. And there will be planetary support to elevate. This year we're called to the depths. It's like a deeper note on the piano. By the time December comes, it's the high notes. And this is a sign that loves to fly, to take flight. Intellectual flights, flights of fancy, flights of exploration. It's the sign of the authentic self. So Saturn in the sign of the authentic self says, get your business plan aligned with who you really are, with what you really want. Make your commitment. Saturn's the planet of commitment. Make your commitment to your authentic self, your authentic calling, your authentic freedom, your authentic self-expression. And then 2 days later, on the 19th, massive, mighty Jupiter, who has also been one of the defining titanic planets of this whole 2020 experience, also heads into Aquarius. And those two planets together, starting on December 17th and then on the 19th, traveling very close, give us this opportunity in December 17th and 19th and the whole next week especially, but ongoing through 2021, to take a quantum leap out of anything that has been oppressing us, holding us down, keeping us stuck, and helping us to fly to these beautiful altitudes of height that are characterized by the final air sign of the zodiac and the sign that represents a promise, almost, the promise of humanity, the promise of liberty, the promise of the dignity of being a human being among other human beings, all of us equal, all of us potentially friends. So those of you who are working with consciousness, it's a beautiful time to sort of wind up for that pitch. Like in baseball, first you have to go back before you can knock it out of the park. And the ancients used to also say, depth is height, meaning you can only go as high as you have gone deep. So I invite you all in the remaining months as we lead up to December 17th and 19th, dive deep. You know, find yourself on the hero's journey, face your fears, and you can immediately and preemptively use this beautiful light crystal behind me represents the heights. We can call upon the heights as we go into the depths. In fact, I recommend it. You know, if you're gonna face your fears, if you're gonna confront things that have been difficult for you or held you back or that you haven't been able to accomplish yet, get support. You can get mineral support, as I have right now in this room. I have these beautiful entities, both grounding me and elevating me. And you know, what I've learned here in this beautiful place at Tsilonen is rocks are very much for me like trees. They're both incredibly grounded and incredibly soaring. They can connect us to stability. You will not learn better stability, you will not find a better teacher than a rock or the earth. That's where stability comes from. And at the same time, to be in this state of elevation and seeking these high altitudes, keeping in mind that within us, there are these minute crystals. Even in our third eye are these crystals that can elevate us, that can lead to our enlightenment. And this time, right now, this very moment, as we head toward the final months of this year, is a beautiful time to already begin preemptively inviting the highest light, the highest frequency, the highest liberation into the depths, into ancestral fears, into any place of blockage, into any place of struggle. And you know, the usual suspects in any hero's journey, it will always be fear on some level. What prevents us from doing anything is fear. That's the dragon, you know, and what we can invite into that fear is faith. We can invite spiritual principles, and we can invite the sure knowledge that there are higher frequencies of thought, of awareness, of consciousness, where fear doesn't even exist. Fear can't even survive at certain altitudes. And even just knowing that intellectually can get us ready for this beautiful quantum leap that we can take together in December. And Aquarius is a collective consciousness sign. So if you need something to inspire you for this beautiful elevation, this high frequency consciousness that becomes increasingly available in December on the 17th and then the 19th, think of it as a public service, if that helps. You know, when I think, even when I'm walking on the street, that my state of mind is being broadcast. You know, the World Wide Web way predates the internet. We're always receiving, we're always broadcasting. But as we head into Aquarius, this tendency and this potential becomes increased. And these high frequencies, these liberating frequencies become more available. So I invite you all to make use of this beautiful time that we're headed into. You know, keep bringing the light into your depths. Keep focusing on where you've been held back. Also, your unique contribution is very, very important. It can't be overemphasized. The universe, this loving, gorgeous, omnipotent, omniscient force that is here right now, here within me, within you, within these beautiful rock beings, mineral creatures, within the floor, within the camera that's recording me. It is everywhere. There is no place it cannot be. This force that flung whole galaxies into being had you in mind. Yes, you. And wants you to contribute. First, primarily just with your beautiful being, just with the essence of who you are. That in and of itself is sacredness beyond measure and is essential to the entire symphony of life. And then with your unique contribution, and astrology says you have one. You probably have many, and it's your beautiful gift back to creation to be free so that you can give your gifts, your unrepeatable gifts to the waiting world. So December beckons. You know, we're coming to the close of this sort of long, dark night of the soul of 2020. But that long, dark night of the soul is the wind up for the pitch into something much higher. You know, and I'll leave with the final words that rhythm compensates. A pendulum can only swing as far in one direction as it has in the other. So if this year has been hard, has brought you to your depths, has been trying and difficult, know that you have been deepened, and that deepening will lead you to new heights in December. And may we all be flying on that beautiful frequency together. I look forward to seeing you, meeting you, being here again with you, both on camera and maybe in real life. And every blessing of elevation, of liberty, and of true expression, authentic expression to one and all. Blessings.